audio's running, video's running. My name is Paul Sassy. I work with Help You Excel Productions. I will be attending Bookfest Omaha on December 13th, hosted by Concierge Marketing. I will have a booth set up there where authors or anyone attending the event really can come and have a professional interview style, talking head style video recorded to promote your business or your book. The cost of the video will be $100 if you pay with cash or check, or if you want to pay with credit card, it will be $110. At this point, I'm expecting to do walk-up appointments unless I get so much interest that we're full. So if you really want to do this, it might be a good idea to reach out and reserve a time so you can be sure that you have a slot. You can reach me at paul@huexcel.com if you would like to reserve a spot. But I anticipate there'll be slots open that you can just walk in and do it there as well. So a finished product is going to be a 5 to 10 minute talking head interview video. Following this video, I actually have a little demo that I put together. My wife's a published author, so we did a video with her, so you can see exactly what the production quality is going to be like, the format, and those sorts of things. So you'll know exactly what you're getting. I can deliver the video to you in a couple different formats. I can upload it to YouTube, to my channel, and then I would just provide a link for you. And then you can put that link on your Facebook page, you can put it on your website, you can email it to people, text message it to people, whatever you want to do. That option is great if you don't know how to publish a video to a website or to the internet. Then you don't have to do anything at all. I'll just provide a link for you that you can put on your social media. If you do feel more comfortable, if you have your own YouTube channel, you want to upload it to your YouTube channel or upload it to your website, I can also deliver it to you by email, a download link by email, and then you can download the raw video and do what you will with that video.
My name is Kayleen Sassy, but I publish under the name Kayleen Powell. My first published book, full-length novel, is called The Voice of Melody. This is historical fiction, and it retells the story of a real family whose lives inspired Melville to write the book Moby Dick, the family of Owen Chase. I retell this story from the women and children's point of view. At the time, I was living with a roommate named Becky, and we went to see a movie called In the Heart of the Sea. And as we came home, I kept thinking about that movie and what I'd seen in the movie. And we got home, we stood in the kitchen, and I looked at Becky and I said, that little girl at the end of the movie named Phoebe Ann, I keep thinking about seeing her face, and I keep thinking that she also had a story to tell. And I feel like I need to write it. And Becky looked at me and she smiled and she said, well then go ahead, tell it. Like I could just snap my fingers and magically tell the story. So I first envisioned writing maybe a short story. But as I did research, I found there was so much more to the family story than that, and I wanted to write it out as thoroughly as I could. With The Voice of Melody, I did some research beforehand. However, then when I started writing, I just sat down with a notebook and a pencil and wrote for a little bit every day over my lunch hour at work. I had a general idea of where the story was going based on facts in the family's history, but I didn't really know from one day to the next exactly what I was going to write. But as I listened, it's like I could hear the voices of the characters in my head. So I just wrote essentially what they told me to write, and by the time I got done, I had one full notebook and another partial notebook that I had written through with this one pencil that was down to a nub. So there's a passage in Isaiah chapter 51 where it's talking about how when things have been stripped away, God will later restore fortunes. And when he does, there will be a sound of singing. But in the King James Version, which is the version of the Bible that I referenced when I wrote that book, because that's probably what the people in the story would have been reading, it translates that passage as, instead of the sound of singing, the voice of melody. So it's the idea that when God restores what was broken or what was hurting in our lives, that he brings back the sound of singing, or as it's translated there, the voice of melody. And I thought that phrase was so beautiful, it became a symbolic phrase throughout the book to express both the hope in someone's heart, but also a deep, deep love and connection that people feel between each other and between themselves and God. I had a fondness for many of the characters in the book. Ironically, amongst my readers as well, it tended to be that some of their favorite characters were characters that I made up fictionally to fill in the gaps between the real historic characters. And one of my favorite characters is kind of a side character that ends up being the first mate on the dad's ship when he goes out for another voyage. And that man was completely made up. He was completely in my head. I know that the dad had a first mate, but I'm not sure that I ever saw in the historical records what his name was. So I just chose to make up a character. And I really liked his character. I liked his personality. I liked his manner of interacting with people. I liked his backstory. So it was fun to kind of create this little mini world for him and a few of the other fictional characters in the book. Currently, 3 of my books, The Voice of Melody, Bamboo and Mist, and Heaven Help Me, are all available on Amazon under my published name, Kayleen Powell. My poetry collection, Two Sides of the Sea, is currently just for sale through me directly, and people can find an email address for me on my website. That is www.kayleenpowell.com. I'm also on Facebook under Kayleen Powell, author. And from time to time in my local area, I also show up and sell at local events. So if you see posts on my Facebook page regarding those and you're in the area, you're always welcome to join me there for a book signing.